Hey guys, welcome back, welcome to the channel. Today we're talking about hypnotherapy, past life hypnotherapy, past life regression, and the various things that we can heal on a past life regression journey, and also the process. I want to talk a little bit about the process of what it entails. So past life regression is a really interesting and powerful healing modality within the realms of hypnotherapy. Once you've got someone in hypnosis, you can do quite a lot of wonderful things like healing hypnotherapy within there for them. The actual thing about past life regression hypnosis is usually people have a calling or a feeling that they want to experience a part of themselves of which they feel connected to in some way, or maybe they have a feeling that maybe they had this life or that life, or they want to know themselves a little bit deeper. And this is where past life regression hypnotherapy comes into a world of its own. The other thing that we tend to find with people that want to have a past life regression is there is also always an element of them that is always and already aware of that element of themselves and that element that they want to look at. So usually, if this is the case, that is when people go quite easily into a past life regression. What tends to happen, or what can happen sometimes, if maybe someone wants to book a past life regression just for the sake of doing it and just for the sake of trying to find out, yes, you can take them there and they will go there, but sometimes it can be quite hard work because there's that element of them that isn't really, it's kind of like it's just wanting to be there just for the sake of being there, just to try it out, just to say that it's something that they've done. There's a deeper, with people that want to actually go there to discover something about themselves, something that they feel that they already know. There is a deeper, there's a deeper element within them, and so it's easier for them to actually go to those places and to connect to those places. There may even be, for some people, there may even be an emotional block with regards to hypnotherapy, because there are so many people that are actually scared of hypnotherapy or for being in hypnosis, that they think, that the practitioner is going to make them do things that they don't want to do, and that is not healing hypnosis. That is something totally different, known as stage hypnosis. And we see stage hypnosis in every single day, in all day on the TV. We're constantly being hypnotized by the TV, by the news, by the media, by this overriding energy that permeates into all of many people's lives. So with past life regression hypnosis, the process itself, basically what will happen if you say booked a session with myself, what would happen is I would send you an email and I would explain the process. And basically the process is that yes, you'll have the regression, but also during the regression, or towards the end of the regression, you go to another place which is known as the higher self. The higher self, if you wish to go there, is a really wonderful healing place where you can find a lot of answers from your higher self about you, about your journey and about your life. However, there's also other areas between the lives that we see, that we connect to. So it's like known as the Bardet, or the place between lives, where I will take the recipient to and ask them, like, why were we brought to this life? What do we need to learn? What was the message behind this life? What can we take into the life that you're living now to understand the depth and meaning behind what has gone on in that life? And you will also, what I tend to find as well is you will also experience things from the past life of things that you're having difficulty with now. And there's a reason behind that, is because when people have an interest or suddenly feel the need to have a past life regression, there is that calling within them. Like I mentioned earlier, there's this element of themselves, it's their actual soul speaking to them that they need to access a part of them. And I've come to the understanding now that it's not really a past life, it's more of a parallel life. And that energy is existing simultaneously with this life now. So there is no separation. And elements of that life have started to permeate this life. And this is all of a sudden why you've felt the need to have a past life regression, or to go that little bit deeper on your healing journey. So that is why that is happening. The process beyond that is, I also ask if there's any questions that you want to find answers to. So we can often find answers to things within the past life. However, the best place to find the answers is with the higher self. The higher self has been with you forever. It is the highest aspect of you. It's your oldest friend that has been with you ever since your very first incarnation. And it has collected so much knowledge and so much wisdom throughout all of those lives, throughout all of those existences, to now bring you into this place, into this life where you've entered a deeper dimension internally within yourself, and you want to know more. You want to know more about not just you, not just your various lives, but you want to know more about how everything works, how everything takes place, and how things operate in the world, and why people behave in certain ways, and why certain things trigger you, or emotions cause whatever it might cause within you. So you are really starting to open up into the sovereign being that you are, because you're on this journey of healing, of self-discovery, of rediscovery of who and what you truly are. You are not this physical body. You are not the thoughts. You are not the emotions. You are the overriding presence of the spirit that is within you, that light that is ever permeating and is ever present. And that is one of the reasons that people tend to want to have a past life regression. It's because they want to go deeper. And I think if people want to do it just for the sake of, I've always really wanted to try that. I've always really wanted to give it a go. I don't know why. I want to know if I was this, that, or the other in a past life. If you have thoughts of what you already were in a past life, then that might actually blinker what is going to go on within, because you already have this conscious thought in your mind that, I was this Viking warrior, or I was a king, or I was this, or whatever. So you will go into a regression. You will go into a past life. You will go into that space. But sometimes what will happen if the person goes into it just for the sake of the novelty factor of doing a past life regression, it will be a bit messy. It will be a little bit kind of like this and that, and you won't get a lot of information. You won't get much out of it, and you'll get to the end of it, and you'll probably think, well, that was a bit pointless. I didn't really experience that much. It was a bit wishy-washy. It was a bit this, that, and the other. There wasn't really anything concrete, and that's basically because you got into it with the wrong reasons. You got into it for the reasons of the ego. The ego wants to just go into it just to say, I've done it, I've tried it, and it was a load of rubbish. That's not the right mindset to go into any form of healing with, really. Even Reiki and things like that, you really do have to be respectful of the practice, and also the person that's practicing and helping you on your journey. It's about being respectful of them, being respectful of their time, and not just doing it just for the sake of, it's something I've always wanted to try, let's just give it a go. Let's just, no, if you want to do it for the right reasons. Do it for your very essence. Do it for your soul. Don't do it just for just for the sake of it. Because it can cost a lot of money, but it's also the time that the practitioner has to go into to set the hypnosis up. Because every session is unique, and every session has to be tailored on your journey throughout that regression. So a lot of the time, the questions might be very similar. They might, because when the person goes into the past life, you ask them to be aware of if they're aware of where they are, if they're aware of a time, are they aware of what they're wearing, are they male, are they female, do they have a body, do they have a name? You're asking all this sort of stuff, but every answer and every situation is different. So the practitioner who is taking them into the hypnosis has to be really kind of like on the ball. And a couple of times when I've done hypnosis with clients, what's actually happened is they've not gone into a past life, they've gone into another place where they need to do like some healing. There was some emotional blocks, there was something that was just stopping that process internally within them. So when that happens, really the practitioner can either go with it and just guide them into that place that they need to go, because you're just following their calling of what they need to do, or you can try and gear it back to the past life regression. But a lot of the time, if they're not ready to go there, or if there's a block, it's not going to happen. So you need to take them through the process that they need to go through, and that's kind of something that with practice and with time you start to feel, and you learn, and you develop through that. Because I think the more you try and push them back to somewhere that they're just not going to go, one, it'll just ruin the whole session, because their conscious mind will start kicking in and start saying, well, this isn't working, that's not working, that's not happened, da 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 da, and then it'll take them out of the hypnosis slightly. Plus, it also doesn't do you any justice as a practitioner as well, because you're very rigid with it. You keep trying to pull them back, but they want to go that way. You've just got to let it go and just flow with the process of what they need to go through. You've got to just keep asking the questions, be open, just be like air, just go with it, and it's really, and really that's why it's so it can be quite expensive to book a hypnosis session, because it takes a lot of training, it takes a lot of experience, it takes a lot of learning, and also as the practitioner you have to be kind of like on the ball. You also have to be conscious of how much you're saying. So you need to give that person, because they're usually very relaxed and in a nice hypnotic state, you have to give them the chance to be aware of what they're feeling, be aware of what they're seeing, be aware of what they're sensing, so then they can give you a message. If you keep talking over the top of them, then it's going to get very annoying for them, and they won't enjoy the process as much. The conscious mind again will start kicking back in. So you have to really allow them to just go through the process and know when to ask the questions. So that a past life regression it really is something that is extremely powerful. It's very good for healing like certain things in this life, blocks, emotions, and also, like I mentioned earlier, there will be a feeling that there is something from that life that is trying to connect to you in this life, and that'll be why you have that calling. So just don't go into it with the want to do it just because it'll be something fun to do. Go in with it with integrity, with honesty, with truth, with wanting to discover more about yourself, and being respectful of yourself and the actual practitioner for their time that they're dedicating to you, because it takes a lot of time to set up, like I mentioned earlier, to set up the hypnosis, to formulate, and also have, because I like to have a one-to-one beforehand where I'll just have a consultation with the client to find out if there's anything specific that they want to work on from the hypnosis, and also if they do have any questions for the higher self, then I can get some more clarity with regards to the questions, from the higher self to be able to guide them moving forward. And then once you come out of the hypnosis session, what happens then is we'll have a little bit of a chat afterwards, see how you're feeling, and usually depending on how deep and how powerful and how sensitive you are as well, there can be a few days of integration needed. So just be kind with yourself afterwards. Just take time for yourself. Work to ground yourself, drink plenty of water, get out into nature, and just work on your energy, ground your energy, stabilize your energy, because whenever you're doing energy work, there is always going to be a little bit of a disruption within, which can then come up and make you feel things that you need to be aware of and you need to feel. So that is it, basically. That is past life regression. That is the process. That is what we go through. That is what I expect people to approach hypnotherapy and past life regression with the respect that it deserves, really, but also the respect that you deserve for taking those steps to move in the right direction for your healing journey, to develop yourself, to find that deeper part of you that is connecting with you more and more as you venture down your healing path. So I hope this video helps, and I hope it creates a little bit of clarity about past life regression and also the ins and outs of it and why people like to do it, and the process that I use. If you're interested, then do head over to the website. I always link all my website and social links are always below in the descriptions box. If you've enjoyed the video as well, if you found it informative, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, bing, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more information. And head over to the website, check out all the various services and therapies and treatments that I use, and I will see you in the next video. Much love, take care, bye for now.